In today's video, I'm going to be sharing a real coaching session with someone who has been navigating chronic illness over the last 20 years and is trying to understand why their healing journey feels stuck. And this session was recorded with permission and shared so that it can help others. Because although every healing journey is unique and every person is unique, some of the patterns that we uncover in this coaching session or in any coaching session are very, very common for a lot of people who are struggling with chronic illness. And so out of respect for this person's privacy, I asked them to share their personal story with me, their history and their story of their chronic illness journey before we got on the call. So she sent me an email outlining her journey and her story. The reason I had her do this in private and not on the call is out of respect for her personal journey and her personal story. Because there are a lot of facts to a story, things that happened, facts that happened, symptoms are facts or things that people are feeling. You might have events, you might have experiences, and you have symptoms. And these are all stated as facts. But when someone shares their story, like how it started and where they are now over a 20-year journey, that story is emotional, right? That story is not told in facts. That story is told in emotions through the lens of not only sharing the facts, but through the lens of this is how it affected me. It's shared with personal emotion, right? It's the meaning that they've given the story to what's happened to them. And usually these stories, although they contain the facts, are filled with emotions, right? Of grief, sadness, loss, anger, shame, guilt, fear. And so that is why I kept that part of the story private, because it's often intimidating to come on and share your story from beginning to end in a public forum, because again, it's not just relating the facts, it's also relating how it's affected us as a human being. And so this is the part that if we were to work together privately, I would delve into much more. And whenever I meet someone, I am looking for the facts. I'm looking for what happened. I'm looking for the symptoms that they're experiencing. I'm looking for what they've done, what they've tried. But I'm also looking for how this is affecting them emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, because remember, we are a whole being. And so that's why on the call, I don't start with her telling her story, and she has already done that in advance. But her personal story, her lived experiences, has left her in a state of chronic illness, experiencing daily symptoms. The symptoms that she lists out here, and there's even more, she said, but that she lists out for me are chronic inflammation, chronic vertigo and dizziness, long COVID, mast cell activation syndrome, POTS, debilitating brain fog, visual disturbances, severe anxiety and depression, panic attacks, cardiac symptoms, gut issues, very limited foods, pain in legs and feet, internal vibrations, neck pain, headaches, nausea, dental issues, Lyme, post-surgical trauma, swallowing issues, chronic respiratory issues, abdominal pains, bladder pains. These are just some of the issues that she lists out. And of course, when we're dealing with a system that is overloaded with these issues, so many of you can relate. It is so common for a reason. And so as you watch this coaching session, I want you to pay attention not to the details of this person's specific situation, but to the process in identifying what is actually driving these symptoms and where healing needs to begin because of that. So my hope is that by watching this session, you will gain insight into your own healing journey. So let's begin. So it's very, very nice to meet you.
Oh my goodness, I feel like I'm meeting both a celebrity and somebody I've been, chatting with the last few years because I listen to a lot of your stuff and I just love your videos. You're so real and I love it.
Well, thanks. I know this journey is not easy. I mean, I lived it, so I get what you're feeling. And I just want to put your mind at ease before we start this call that you don't have to share anything that you don't want to. I did read through your whole story, so we will talk about it.
Okay.
But you know, your story is not an uncommon story.
Yeah.
A 20-year journey story that sort of starts somewhere and ends up in this whole maze of chronic illness that is
Yes.
sort of built slowly over time. And when I look at this story, I can
Hmm.
see how it developed, and I'm sure you can too.
Yeah.
But it's hard to unloop it because it's so ingrained and it's been going on so long,
Right.
right?
Totally.
So the thing that I want to start by saying is that when I read the story, and we are going to go through this because I think it's really important to lay the base so that we
Yeah.
can start to unravel it. But I don't see anything here that cannot be healed. Absolutely, for sure.
Awesome.
Okay, like nothing stands out to me that like you're damaged in some way.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
aren't. You
And I
aren't.
think we all go through that, thinking that, right? The
Yeah.
longer it goes on, it's too far gone. I'm sure you've heard that so many
Yeah.
times. Felt it yourself. Yeah.
And obviously you're extremely capable because you've gotten this far with all of these extreme symptoms and everything that you've gone through. So like
Yeah.
that's also no small feat, and that just shows how capable your system is as well.
Right.
You know?
That's very
So
true. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. So I just want to start with your story a little bit because it's common and it's not common. So let's
Yeah.
talk about it, right? So first, you were a healthy child, you were a healthy teen. You lived the majority of your life with a really good solid base and foundation. You felt healthy, you came from a good family.
Yes.
And a lot of people who end up with chronic illness do not,
Right.
right? They have
Exactly.
earlyhood trauma.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people can point back in to say, well, this is what you learned in childhood and all of these things, right?
Which is what a lot of therapists will try to do. And I've always had trouble in therapy because I really truly didn't have any of that. And so I was
Exactly.
always racking my brain of what to say.
And a lot of people think, that that's the most uncommon thing. But actually, I don't even think it's all that uncommon of a story because a lot of times when you have such a good upbringing and such a safe upbringing
Right.
and such a you feel totally safe, you're
Yeah.
thriving, you all your needs are met. And then this is not an uncommon story. You go out onto your own. Yeah, I noticed it
Right.
started when you first got married.
Right.
Okay, so
Hmm.
you go out onto your own and you feel right away, straight away on your honeymoon, some dizziness and vertigo, right?
Yeah.
First sort of signs of, oh, and those feelings are uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because you haven't had any experience with them up to this point, your
Right.
system braces against them.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
so
Yeah.
you
I didn't know how to
automatic,
cope. Hmm.
yeah, and you're first time away from home. Now you're not in the safety of your home and your environment and
Yeah.
the construct of your life that you built up, which was so safe. And now you're out on your own thinking, okay, is he my safe person? Does
Hmm.
he give me all the things that I had in my childhood? Am I safe
Right.
with him? Like, can I handle this? Now I'm an adult. Now I have to take care of
Yeah.
myself and my marriage, and all of these new responsibilities come flooding in. And when you feel these feelings and you feel sort of unstable, that's how and when anxiety conditions can start to
That makes
develop
sense.
easily, I
Wow.
think, right? Because
Yeah, that makes total
it's
sense.
not that something scared you, or it's not that you had a big event, but you had a response in your body that you never had to feel before. And
Yeah.
now you have to feel it away from the comfort of all of the things, and the construct that you'd set your life up in, right? That
Yeah,
felt safe, and
that
it's
is
a safe
interesting. It was in a
place,
different country. I didn't even think about that. I didn't
right?
ever make that connection until now.
So
Yeah.
now
So
you're
yeah.
outside of the country, you're in a new
Mhm.
marriage, you're in a new environment, you're in everywhere, and you have to deal with something you've never experienced. And that will cause anyone anxiety and dizziness.
Yeah.
And then you become afraid of simply
Of that.
just the feeling, right?
Yes.
You're not afraid of anything. You're just like, oh, I don't like, am I okay? And that's
Right.
sort of the first, am I okay? And this is
Yes.
where all this is coming from. This is where your whole illness, when I look at this story, this is where it's coming from. Am I okay?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Am I okay with this symptom? Am I okay with this sensation? Am I okay with these emotions? Am I okay in this environment? Am I okay in this life? Am I okay to be an adult? Am I responsible enough? Am I okay to raise my children? Am I okay? Am I okay?
Yeah.
Am I okay? Right?
Yeah.
And the more we're not sure that we're okay, the more our system braces against, I need to protect myself. I'm not sure I'm okay.
Right.
And this is how this fear loop starts. So, so now I don't want to put it all, and we are going to talk about the fear loop here because it's really important. But okay, it's not all a fear loop. Like I see, when I look at your story, and we're going to go through it, I see that you have had actual physical traumas and actual physiological things to your body that that are real. Okay. But aside from that, and we're going to talk about all of them, because like you had events, like I'm looking here, you had traumatic childbirth experiences, right? You've had surgeries, thyroid surgeries, major brain surgery, right? Blood loss, anemia, Lyme disease, mold exposure concerns, viral infections, including COVID, medication reactions, vaccine reactions, concussions from a head injury, right? Am I getting all of these?
Yep.
Okay, so
pretty much, yeah. So going down the list,
right? So these are all real physical things that happen to your body, and each one of them, if we pull them out, and they all started, they all started from this anxiety or the sense of, am I okay? And these dizziness spells, which had we taken care of that in the first place, and I'm sure you go back and think, had I just dealt with this, none of all this would have snowballed.
Oh yeah. I've even questioned, did I really need the surgery? I mean, it was shown on a MRI. So yes, I most likely did. But, the body can make the symptoms so much more magnified. And I still wonder, could I have survived without it?
Yeah. And maybe you could have. You'll never know at this point.
Exactly.
Right? But the point is, a lot of these things are real. But although they're real, and although they're sort of like root cause, what I would say root cause situations that you need to deal with are like physical things.
Right.
I don't think any of these are your main problems.
I agree.
Saying
totally
that, like I'm looking at them and I'm not dismissing them because they're all real, and they're all like, yes, we can go in and look at chronic infections. Yes, we can go in and look at all of these things, the thyroid, and like all of these things happen. They're real. They're physical. They took a strain on your body.
Right.
But when I look at this, I'm seeing the big picture story here is that you have lived a life with a dysregulated nervous system that has been in a high sympathetic fear dominant state.
Yeah. That's it.
And it's no one, this is, I think, the main problem of the entire story here, because any of these physical things would have caused severe fear in anyone.
Right.
But because you had them, and then there was not enough time to regulate and process after each one before the fear symptoms escalated, and then we chased too fast. We chased root causes too quickly, and sometimes we even brought them on ourselves, because I'm looking through here and I'm seeing a lot of times, and this is unfortunate with almost every single person I work with, but the treatment gives worse side effects and worse problems than the actual problem in the first place. So we layer on a root cause that we were maybe chasing. We're trying to fix anxiety, so we layer on medication, which is so harmful, or we're trying to chase the infections or the Lyme, so we layer on the antibiotics and all of the stuff that disrupts our system. So often we are chasing root causes and creating the nervous system dysfunction.
More layers. And then it just keeps getting, it's a big snowball. Yes.
And so we haven't had a chance to really deactivate the fear and come back into stability, which after each event you could have, but because you didn't, before the fear escalated to a point where you chased another root cause, and we're in another situation and we're just layering and layering, snowballing.
Years.
And this is what happens to everyone. So I would say your high sympathetic dominant fear state is the actual like thing that you need to work on. If we're going to put order of priority, it's nothing to do with root causes at this point.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Right? It's not like at this point going in and trying to like solve an underlying root problem is not the main thing driving the symptoms that you're expressing still here. Right. And then I look at the secondary problems here, which I see are the emotional suppression and then the mental story loops that you're telling yourself about the whole thing.
Yes.
So that's how I would basically summarize the big picture here. But I, when I go in and I work with somebody, we first go through all the physical stuff because we want to make sure that we're not missing anything big.
Right.
But even if there is something there, it doesn't mean it's the first step to healing the body. And often that's where we jump. We're like, well, if I have Lyme, then if I fix the Lyme, then I won't have any of the symptoms. But most of the symptoms
try to fix it and then it's still there.
And most of your symptoms probably weren't caused by the Lyme, but were caused by the fear around the Lyme and the emotional suppression around everything that you've been dealing with and around the mental story loops about the Lyme.
Yes.
Because the body can handle, a lot of times the body can handle Lyme.
Yeah. So, I've learned that. Yeah.
And I'm not saying we would never go after that, but it's not first. And it sometimes causes. So if I was looking at your story here, I would say no more root cause drilling before you get the foundation settled.
Right.
So, because the first thing that you want to create in your body is stability.
Yes.
That's the very first thing. And that's what is so encouraging actually about your story, because you have built a life of some stability.
Yeah.
You can still go out. I'm looking here. You can sing still.
Yeah.
And go out and lead and worship and do some things with your church.
Yep.
You're able to maintain some sort of faith and spiritual connection, right?
Yeah.
You have raised your children, even though, it's been trying. You've been able to work part-time.
Yep.
And so you've even been able to reintroduce some foods. Right. So this is signs of a system that is willing and able to increase its capacity. Like it wants to find stability.
Yes.
But it's afraid.
Yes, totally. That's exactly it. Like, I want to do it. I listen to all, the things and try all the programs and it's, you're motivated. And then I go to try it. And that fear creeps in. Wait a second. And it's that roadblock. Yeah. The am I okay is always there.
Yeah. Now I'm looking at your story here, and there's been a lot of fear through your story, and like rightly so. Because a lot of the things like, when they put you on, when you had to stop nursing your son cold turkey. That's very fear-inducing for a new mom. And then you were put on medications, which have extreme side effects, as you know.
Yes.
And I can't even talk about those on my channel without getting sad.
I know. I know your story
with that. So the side effects are real, though. And then you get put on other ones and you sort of get gaslit from a system.
Right.
And all of this is real, and you don't have time to calm that body, to calm the systems, which can take months or years sometimes.
Right.
after
Right.
such an assault, or even with, all of the surgeries and the medications you had to
Right.
take for those.
Mm-hmm.
And so I understand why your body went into such a protective
I do too. The
state.
more like when I typed up all that, and I'm sorry it's so long. I didn't know. And I was really emotional that night. And I was like, oh my God. But I think, yeah, it kind of sometimes takes looking at the whole thing to realize, yeah, there was so much fear my system was being impacted by so much fear along the way. And each time something happened, it got stronger, and now it's like, now it's scared of everything.
And then, you have the children and you're
Mhm.
already thinking like, can I even take care of myself? Am I okay?
Right.
And now you have children that you have to be okay for. So
Right.
A, that's a lot of pressure on a system.
Mhm.
And B, it's a lot of repressing.
Yes.
The repressing begins because now we build up guilt and shame
Yes.
around, I had a great childhood. I had great parents. I want this for my children, but I can't give it.
Yes.
And so therefore, I feel guilty and I feel ashamed, and I need to hide my emotions and hide my sensations and hide my feelings and hide everything
Mhm.
because I don't want my kids to see this.
Right.
And I don't want everybody else to know this. And so there's been a long history of holding down,
Yes.
holding it in.
Right.
And when you hold in emotions that desperately want to rise, the body braces around it again.
That's so true. Yeah.
Right.
That's it. Uh-huh. Yes. Yes.
And then you begin to question your own self-worth.
Yes.
Right. You have emotions that you put second.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to feel, right? Because your children come first.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're not bracing and distracting and avoiding the symptoms and the feelings themselves and like living in this fear state, you're pushing down, suppressing, rejecting, denying, and virtually holding everything in your system.
That's right. Yep. That's exactly. You're wrapping up my story in just however many minutes that, therapists, doctors, like even my own family members, and I know you can relate, don't understand. I think unless you go through it, you don't really get it. And that's exactly it. I'm either letting myself kind of feel that fear, and then I'm so overwhelmed by that, or I'm pushing it down to try to be okay. And so neither one is right.
And to be a good mom. And then you said some of your kids have their own concerns, and kids do. They have health things and they have challenges and they have behavior problems and they have all the things. And that triggers.
Absolutely. It triggers it.
The things that we've been holding in, afraid to feel for ourselves.
Yes.
And eventually we can no longer hold these in. They're going to come out through the mirrors that our family members or our kids hold up for us.
Yep.
Or it's just going to get so tight and tense in there that it's going to have to come up.
Yes.
And the only solution, or the first solution, is to be able to get comfortable sitting and feeling with what is.
Yeah. You're right.
We avoid it, right? We avoid it because we don't want to feel that. That's going to make us feel more out of control, more less capable, more anxious, more like all the things we've been trying to avoid feeling.
Right.
And yet the pressure inside, when we don't feel it, leaves us with chronic illness that builds up over time.
Yep.
And all of these things, it affects every system. Right. So the nervous system, when it's in the state of fear and dysregulation, or when your emotions are suppressed like this, it's not only your nervous system that's affected. But your nervous system controls your immune system.
Mm-hmm.
your cardiovascular system and your digestive system.
Oh yeah.
And all of the
Hormones.
systems,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
all of the mast cell activations that you're having, this is from a dysregulated system. I don't think, in my opinion, I'm not a doctor, but I don't think it's from the problem itself that you think it's from.
I agree. I think it is just such a stress response every time. And it's, the reason I know that is because it's the same every time, no matter what I eat, no matter what medication, supplement, it's always the same. So it's my system. That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
And then you get POTS and you get all kinds of chronic fatigue and
that's what's crazy. It can't, that's what I try to tell people. And it is great, listening to your channel and other stories. Like, there's no way that one person could just all of a sudden get these, hundreds of things. No. It has to, there's a pattern. And when I learn about, like other people, I'm like, oh, well, they have the same similar things as I do. No wonder, it is the nervous system.
And you have to remember, right, that you are mind, you are body, you are heart, and you are soul, and you are whole. And so if you're having all of these things in the body, physical, you are also going to have a mind reactions to all of that. You're going to have emotional reactions to all of that, right? Spiritual reaction to all of that. If somebody shows up in the emotional world that you can't deal with, it's going to spill over to the physical body.
Yeah.
So
you're right. Everything. Yeah.
Your whole being, and you're going to feel it everywhere. And if you hold it down in one area, it's going to show up in another area.
Yeah. It's going to pop up somewhere else. Yeah.
Right? It has to, because the system wants to find balance.
Yeah.
And so it's the uncomfortableness of the sensations, the physical sensations, of the emotional feelings, that say, like, am I okay? And so that's why you've built this life, and that's why most of us in chronic illness build this life, where it's a small life.
Yes.
It's a predictable life. It's a safe life. Right. And we say, I can't eat this. I can't do this. I can't do this. I react to this. And whether you do or you don't is your mind thinks you do. It's created this small, like, box for you to live in.
Yes.
Because it's afraid, if I have any more inputs than I can tolerate, what if they're not safe?
Right. What is that going to do to us? So you're right. It gets smaller and smaller and smaller. But then that in itself is so uncomfortable because you want to break out of that.
Right. So your body's done what it's naturally meant to do. Your nervous system's already done the job of paring down your life to a spot where, okay, if she doesn't eat these foods and she doesn't do these things and she doesn't have to deal with these inputs or that input or go here or go there or face this or face that, she can handle it. She can survive.
Yeah.
She's going to be not feeling good, but we can get her from A to B and she'll be okay.
Exactly. That is so true, Lisa. And I felt that for a couple of years now. It's like that you kind of feel like you're stuck and you're in like this prison, but you're doing it, right? And on the outside you look fine and everybody thinks you're fine, but then, oh man, you're just so wanting to break free. You just want that freedom in all capacities. Yeah. All of the things you want that freedom. And that's where I'm at. Like, I know what I need to do, I think, but I just feel still so stuck,
And every time we branch out, even like, I'm going to just try that food, or I'm just going to do this one thing, or I'm going to face this one emotion, or I'm going to do this one thing that's outside of my current capacity and this box that I've built myself in. The body's already bracing. It's already on guard, and it's already predicting, because the brain is a prediction machine.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It's not actually a processing machine as much as it is a prediction machine.
Interesting. Yeah, that's very, very true. You're right. And one little bite of food can be a whole event.
So your
Yes.
brain's constantly predicting.
Mhm.
Am I safe? Will I be safe? Am I safe? Will I be safe? Was I
Yeah.
safe in the past? If I wasn't safe in the past, I won't be safe in the future.
Yeah. Mhm.
Right? So it's just a series of predictions. And
That's
this is how your
interesting.
brain,
And that's why it keeps going.
it's setting up your life, because if it's experienced something in the past, it's already predicting it will be in the future.
Mhm.
And so whenever you try, or whenever you're faced with something, it's like a self-fulfilling, the brain's already a step ahead of you.
Yes.
It's
So no wonder it
predicting,
gives the same sensations.
and
Yeah.
it's preparing you for the inputs,
Yeah.
and it will prepare you by way of, okay, I don't want her to do that, so I'm going to give her fear symptoms that will stop
Yeah.
her.
Yes.
Or I don't want her to feel that, so I'm going to give her overwhelming emotions that will stop her.
Yes.
Right? So
Wow. Yeah.
your
That's so
job,
true.
yeah, so your job, if you want to break through that, is not like break through it and like give your body or give your whole self like all of these things to deal
Everything
with.
at once.
No,
Yeah.
all at once, because it's a prediction machine, and it literally melts down. It's like, I
Well,
can't
shut
handle
down.
all
Yeah.
these inputs, so I'm gonna just keep crashing her, or keep putting her back, or keep
Yeah.
causing a setback or a crash or whatever, because she
Yeah.
did too much at once, and I didn't know how to handle it all. I couldn't predict it all, so therefore
Yeah.
I'm gonna shut it all down, get her back in that safe little box, and we'll have to keep starting over. And this is what your body keeps
Oh my
doing.
goodness. Yes. That's what keeps happening.
Right?
Yeah.
And so
Yes.
the goal is we want to push outward in a way that we can tolerate.
Okay.
So I always say we don't want to dig for all of the like past trauma and
Yeah.
all of that stuff that you wrote out. Like, that's great, but we don't have to dig and relive all those stories.
Yeah, I
We don't
see.
have to relive it all, because your body's already showing you.
Already kind of living it. Yeah.
So we only have to deal with what's here.
Yeah.
Right? And so when we just face what's here, we just want to get comfortable with what's here.
It's here.
Right?
Okay.
And so if life brings you more than you can handle, you feel it. And your body's like,
Right.
it's too much for me. It starts to push you back. But as things come to you and we deal with them and we build capacity slowly over time, this is how we push outwards. This is how we settle that system. And this is how we kind of get a life back. Right?
Okay.
But for you, okay, so we talked about the fact that it's nervous system first. Right?
Yep.
Now, have you done the Ground Zero program?
I have
It's
it.
okay. If the answer's no, it's okay. Like, no judgment.
No, I have it, and I started it, and this is my biggest problem is consistency.
Okay.
Because every time I listen to any of your stuff, I'm like, yes, 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 and I have it all written down, what I was going to do every, few hours, and I did it, and then I stopped, and I don't really know why I stopped,
It's overwhelming, because a lot of people find that program overwhelming, because it's like, oh my God, I have to do something every 2 hours. Like, I have to go in and do an intervention every 2 hours.
I loved that though, because I remember you saying your brain's doing something anyway, so why not pull it in the right place? So I like it.
And it's not like I want you to stop your life. Most people's lives are already stopped. That's why I suggest every 2 hours. But if your life's not stopped, like if you're feeling good and you're feeling great where you are, then you don't need the intervention. But if you're feeling overwhelmed emotionally or physically with sensations, and you're already feeling like you can't cope with what's here, then that's a great time for an intervention.
Okay.
So, and that could be every hour some days, and that could be once a day, or not at all on a really good day.
Okay.
So you don't have to. The reason I say for 30 days is just to get used to doing it.
Yeah, I like it.
It's not like you have to do all of them all the time, every 2 hours forever.
Right.
It's like you find out which one works for you.
Yes.
And then you do it throughout the day, whenever you're feeling like you need it, like you need a
Okay.
little extra support, right?
Yeah.
And so I would find one, like, I don't know if you got a chance to go through all of them, but the one I like,
Most of them. Yeah.
the one I like to suggest for people is just a somatic meditation, tracking meditation.
Yes.
Okay,
I
because
love
it's not active at all.
Okay.
You don't have to do anything. You
Right.
just sit.
Mhm.
You can listen to it, right? You can listen to one of my guided ones, or you can do it on your own, whatever feels most comfortable. But we're just sitting basically with what is.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
I feel a symptom come up. Okay, I'm going to sit there with it. I feel an emotion coming up. I'm going to sit there with it. Oh, I see a thought. I'm going to sit there with it, right? So meditation, actually I have a video coming out on this soon, probably this week. Meditation is so key, but it's not about clearing your mind, right? It's not about even sitting properly or breathing. It's literally about, can I handle what's here without responding to it? Can I just allow it to be here?
Yeah.
That's
Just
literally
allow.
what meditation is.
Yeah. That's very true. Yeah.
And so if we can't, then that's a clue that we need to sit more with it.
Okay.
We're not pushing or digging. Sorry, I got a frog in my throat. We're not pushing or digging to find like deep trauma or like deep emotional responses. Like, I don't want you to be hysterical.
Right.
But if you feel sadness, I also don't want you to hold back tears that want to flow.
Yeah.
Or if you are pushing back and fighting with fear that you just don't want to feel in your body.
Mm-hmm.
It's already here. So the reason why this would be good to do every couple of hours or every time you're overwhelmed or every time you need is basically just to sit with yourself and say, can I be with what is?
Okay.
Without reacting or responding or trying to fix it or trying to solve it or trying to do anything. You're just more like the witnesser to say, I'm with you.
Yeah.
And we're not just this like detached observer.
Mm-hmm.
We're more like a friend or a mother, a parent, God, anyone who loves you unconditionally. And
I love that. Oh, I love that. Mm-hmm.
And we want to sit with ourselves unconditionally.
Yeah.
That's the goal of it, is like, you can feel all of these things and I will still love you. Right? Yeah. You can feel all of these things and I will stay with you.
Yeah.
I will stay with you. Because you were not abandoned as a child, but you have an adult story of self-abandoning.
Yes. Yes. You're right.
True. Like,
very true.
And you want.
I keep running from myself. I don't trust myself anymore. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that feels like self-abandonment.
Yeah. You're right.
And so
and it's kind of spilled into my marriage, and I kind of feel like that has has a struggle, and I'm upset that he's kind of abandoning me, but I think it's more that self-abandonment, and I'm interpreting it as him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's hard to explain.
And whether he's abandoning you or not is he's just mirroring back.
Yeah.
What you feel internally, the feeling that you can't sit with, which is, I don't want to be abandoned.
Yep. Yep.
And if you're not abandoning yourself, you wouldn't experience that feeling even if he was abandoning you.
That's very true. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Very true.
So it's your job to love yourself, and it's your job to not abandon yourself, and it's your job to be able to sit with yourself in the presence of the sadness, of the grief, of the shame, of the guilt, of the anger, of the anxiety, of the physical symptoms, of the emotional overwhelm, and just be with yourself. Like, love yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And this builds trust with yourself over time, right? It's not a miracle because you have to show up and your body has to begin to trust. She's not going to try to fix this. She's not going to try to, like, she's not going to abandon me. She's not going to just distract with something else or avoid me or push me down or ask me not to matter or try to get rid of me.
Yes.
She's literally going to be with me. And the more you build that trust up with yourself, the more the nervous system, because you're a whole being, can say, I can trust her. And I can settle. I don't have to send her so many alarms.
Time. I see what you're saying. It has to have that time of like building that trust, just like any other relationship. Yeah. And it's even more important with yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. Like if you had a newborn baby, every time it cries and you show up.
Yeah.
Trust, mom's going to pick me up and I'm going to feel better.
Yeah. I love that parent idea. That's very true. It's like the inner child thing that you hear a lot. Yeah. And I think, that inner child is scared, really scared. So I need to show up for her. Mm-hmm.
And so that's always step one, because the truth is you are already safe and you already can handle this because you are.
Yeah.
But you're handling it by pushing a lot of it away.
Yep. You're right.
And
I'm distracted.
In that resistance, it's in the pushing away, it's in the resisting of being
really going there. Yeah.
That's what's causing the pressure and the symptoms and the sensations to tighten and the muscles to tighten and the nervous system to brace. And from there, all of the other systems downregulate because, if you are in a sympathetic dominant state, I always tell people they can't heal from this state, not to scare them, but to say, like, legit, if you were running from a tiger, your body is not going to let you have an emotional conversation or emotionally, digest anything. It's not going to let your actual digestion digest.
Right.
It's going to downregulate almost all of the systems in your body, and it preserves survival. So blood, brain, heart, lungs, nervous system. It really wants to focus on your prime stability. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's why when I do protocols with people, I say, okay, let's stabilize you first, because that's what your body's already doing when you're in survival mode. It's already shutting down all of the other process and going, okay, we have to prioritize survival. So in this state, it doesn't prioritize digestion or root cause drilling or any of these things. It prioritizes your main bodily systems, organs, functions.
Right.
So I always say at this stage of stability, we need to make sure that we are sleeping.
Okay.
So a morning wake and a sleep bedtime that's like appropriate. So what time do you go to bed?
I used to go to bed a lot later. I'm trying to go to bed by 11 p.m.
Yeah. So when you're really, really chronically ill, I say if it's not in the 9s, it's too late.
Okay.
So for whatever that's worth.
I agree, because I'm always tired. Yeah.
And it takes, if you're not getting deep sleep, your body prioritizes at this point, like when it's in survival mode, sleep.
Yes.
It prioritizes like that deep sleep. It wants to make sure that you're hydrating properly throughout the day with electrolytes.
Yes.
Because it wants to prioritize all of your body's fluids. Okay. It's prioritizing blood sugar stability. It's prioritizing all of the major systems in the body. So we want to eat regularly, 3 meals a day. This isn't a time to fast. This isn't a time to throw your body into a really extreme diet, even though diets can be helpful because, again, stability. It wants to regulate. It wants it to feel balanced, regulated. You're drinking, you're eating, you're sleeping, you're awake, sleep cycles. We want to balance those first. Those are absolute like stability priorities, right?
Yeah.
And then we work on the nervous system.
Okay.
Like I said, we go into sitting with what is through a somatic meditation as often as we need it. And as the system starts to feel stable, I'm getting my sleep, I'm getting my fluids, I'm getting my food, I'm stable, I know the container, I'm not being asked to do too many things.
Right.
We're focused on survival, and the nervous system starts to be able to sit with what is and calm down. You will start to get little pieces of capacity back.
Awesome.
Right?
Okay.
And now this is where we work next with capacity.
Okay.
So everything here is to build capacity slowly over time. So again, we don't want to start root cause drilling. That's not capacity. That's not foundational. So we're going to work with foundational capacity building first.
Okay.
So we want to get all of those foundations in order first. So we've already got the liquids and the water sorted, and we've got the sleep sorted, right? We're getting that morning sunlight in our eyes, and when it's nighttime, we're getting everything dark. This is just like the predictable rhythm the body has. Okay, now we want to make sure that we get sunlight every day. Okay, so the body is absolutely going to require sunlight. And the first capacity that we build is movement, because now we need to restore some movement. So I didn't see in your story that you had any movement restrictions, which is good. Because
no, I mean, I have really bad vertigo, but I just try to push through it. But I do struggle with endurance of exercise, so I need to definitely build that up. Yeah.
So at this point, when you're doing foundational capacity building, you don't want to push. So you said pushing endurance. It's more like just pushing our capacity to be able to do just normal things.
Okay.
So walking, normally, like a lot of people with chronic illness can't even get out of bed. Their body is shut down. So they need to build that capacity.
I'm very lucky
that have walking capacity. So we don't want to, like, at this point, push it. We just want to keep that capacity movement. Movement, walking. So all of that stuff, really, really important. I say that if you can't handle a diet with like at least 5 to 10 foods, or at least under 5 basic supplements, you are not ready for any root cause protocol in any way, because your system is already telling you, I can't even handle 5 supplements, like something very basic, like electrolytes, vitamin C, vitamin D, like, whatever ones you think are necessary for you. If you can't even handle 3 to 5, you can't handle a protocol. We listen to our body. We respect our body, right? So we're not going to go take stuff for Lyme or try to fix the root cause before we've gotten that capacity. And diet, right? Like, so we're not pushing, we're holding what the body can do. But again, if we can't take a few bites of a food that is like a fear food for us without collapsing that, then we're not ready for, more extreme things.
Exposures. Yeah.
So it's just about getting safe with your food and then slowly building capacity. And I know the way I did it was I put back in, like, what foods are necessary for human health. And I listed like the 10 foods that I thought were necessary, were from the earth, were organic, were clean, were going to give me everything I needed. And even though I can only eat one at a certain point, I thought, okay, these are the 10 foods that I would eat that I think are right for human nutrition. And whenever I got a chance to think about them, cook with them, use them for my families, I might smell them. I might even take a taste off a spoon, slowly
Just
over time, letting my body know that they're safe.
Okay.
Not just
Yeah.
be like, okay, because I noticed one, like you're not eating red meat. Okay. So
Right.
then I would say if I think that that's important, which I do, then I
Right.
would say, okay, I'm going to cook it for my family and I might eat chicken and they might eat this, but I'm
Right.
going to like be okay with cooking it. I'm going to be okay with
Okay.
eating it. I'm going to be okay around it. And then I'm just going to take a taste to see how this is before I serve it to them. I'm okay. And I'm going to notice over time that like I can share a bite.
Yeah.
Or I can do that without collapsing. Like I'm safe.
Okay.
Because a lot of the like foods and whatever 10 you come up with that are like, if I could eat a diet of this, I would feel like I'm getting everything that I need.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Then we slowly over time work to that capacity. So I don't want you like diving into like, okay, I'm afraid of this food, so I'm just going to go head on and eat it.
And I've done that in the past.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the system's not ready. It's showing you it's not ready. And you're saying, okay, I can be with that feeling of not being ready. So we sit with that in the somatic meditation. We sit with the feeling of not being ready for it. And like, let's feel that.
Okay.
Let's imagine what it would be like to eat that food in that somatic meditation and just sit with what comes up. Because we're sitting with the reaction. Notice every time we're sitting with like the feelings that the body's producing.
Yeah.
It's not actual like real. Like you can eat the food, but there's things blocking you from eating the food. Right? You're not there yet mentally, physically, emotionally.
Yeah.
You're not okay yet. You haven't built up enough capacity or trust in yourself.
Yep.
That you can handle it. And you can handle it. And you can handle what would arise if the food did give you a reaction.
Sure.
Because your body's putting up the protective, like, don't eat that food, because what if you eat that food and then you have this symptom?
Right.
And the more you sit with that symptom, the more you say, well, I can handle that symptom. So therefore I could challenge eating that food because I know if that symptom did arise, I can handle that symptom.
Yeah.
It's really, we're afraid of what it's going to do to us and that we can't handle that thing.
Right. It's not actually the food that scares me. I love food.
What reaction are you afraid of?
Yeah.
And so that's what we sit with. That's what the meditations are for. That's what just being with what is. It's like, we want to know that we can handle what our body produces.
Okay.
So we want to get in all of that. You want to make sure that your environment is safe. Contained. It doesn't have too much stress. I know with kids and family, like it's hard.
That's the tricky part.
How you respond and react to all of that is also something that you have some control over. The breaks that you give yourself in between those conversations or dynamics, the self soothing you do, the tea, like the nice sit down and have a tea or a little break outside, or all of that helps to regulate your system. I can handle this. I can handle being a mom. I can handle this stress.
Okay.
Right? Because I know she's there for me and she's not going to continually place me under this stress that I can't get out from.
Okay. I love that. Like try to, the in-between time, really focus. Because
and even how you respond and react to what's happening in your familiar patterns. A lot of this is, your own loops, your own mental stories that you've created. Like, I am this kind of person. I'm not this kind of person. I believe this. I don't believe this. I can do this. I can't do this.
Right.
And you reinforce it with the
make up stories.
Right?
Yeah.
So I would suggest for you work on your nervous system all the time. And then we don't dig for emotions, but whenever emotion comes up, we push it down. We allow it to be there. And then whenever a mental story comes up that's not true, you're probably already doing a lot in the mind, and we probably need to do more in the body and more in the emotions.
Yeah.
But as for that mental loop, just to be aware that like, this probably isn't even true. This is probably just a story. It's just a construct. It's scaffolding that I've created to hold up this my life right now
Yeah.
because I don't feel like I'm okay. And I can't handle all of the feelings, emotions, and sensations.
Right. So I've kind of built this story that is not real.
Holding up and propping up your life that you feel like you can exist in.
Yeah.
Right. So
yeah.
So we're gonna do that. We're not gonna work on any root cause things like no parasites, no mold, no Lyme, no chronic infections, none of that.
Mm-hmm.
Just working with the nervous system, because again, if you're running from the tiger,
right,
you're not going to do a mold protocol. Literally,
right. Exactly.
Everybody wants to know you're stable first. Am I eating? Am I
right.
going to the bathroom? Am I drinking? Can I sleep? Okay, top priorities. And then building out a little bit of next is food capacity, movement capacity, emotional tolerance.
Okay.
Right, as we can handle it.
Right.
And as feels safe for us. Because you already have built out some stuff, the ability to work part-time, the ability to go sing. And so we want to do those things. And those are really good keys for you. Those things that your body is allowing you to do. You know, you want to ask yourself, why do I feel okay doing those and not other things? Like, what feels safe about them?
Yes. Like, why this and not this? And kind of, yeah.
What feels safe about them? And is it because you have more joy, more sense of connection over here, more sense of stability?
I think so.
Less pressure? I mean, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But there's something that allows you to do that, but it doesn't allow you to take a bite of a food, or it doesn't allow you to do, right? So
it's frustrating, but
that feels safe and good about that. And you want to build that, whatever that is.
Yeah.
That allows you to do it in this area. We want to acknowledge that and bring it into other areas. Like,
yes,
I can do this because I feel supported, or I feel safe, or I feel loved, or I feel seen, or I feel validated, or I don't have to be a certain way, or I don't have to hide things, or like, I don't know what it is for you. But those are questions you can ask.
Yeah, I love that. Like trying to bring that feeling into the other things that I'm afraid of.
Yeah.
Really.
Because you do have capacity to do some things.
Right.
Your body will allow you to do certain things, and we need to know why.
Yeah.
And what is it that makes certain things safe and other things dangerous?
Others not. I'm not sure. That'll take some time for sure.
Yeah, and we don't have to dig, but like when you're doing it, notice, are you more in flow? Do you feel more joy? Like, do you feel more supported?
Okay.
Like, I didn't ask you this question, but now, do you hide your illness from your children?
No, not as much. When they were little, I did, but I have 2 teenagers and an almost 10-year-old. And so they know, but they also know that I'm really working on healing, so I've shared that with them too. My daughter has anxiety also. So I've talked to her about brain retraining and that kind of stuff.
They probably don't know how much you really do.
They don't know to the extent, of course.
Parents hide that, and that's like a normal thing to shelter your kids from. You might explain like, oh, I don't feel so great, or I'm this or I'm that, but like, you're not really sharing, and legitimately so, because you don't want to develop the same things in your kids, but that's just a lot of pressure on you to hide, to push down, and to suppress. And even though we cannot just share all of that with our kids, we have to find ways and outlets that we don't suppress and that we don't have to hold it in. And so maybe often, I don't know if this is the case in your marriage, but I know it certainly wasn't mine. My husband became the sounding board for me. I couldn't spew it all in front of my children. I didn't want to tell it to strangers. I didn't. So he became the one person that everything got unloaded to. And that's a lot for someone to hold.
And exactly. Like, yes, he is or has been, but I almost feel like he's kind of hitting that point too, which, obviously sense,
And so, yes, he can be a safe person for you and a resource. And a person that you can really be yourself around and like say, these are all the things that are wrong, right?
Yeah.
And really be honest and really be true. But at the same time, that can be hard on a marriage. And it's not like you want to suppress that because
Right.
you need that outlet. But that's
Right.
why other things like mind body work can be important, like the meditation, like the sitting with, even like the journaling, even
working on it on your own so that hopefully you can talk about it sometimes with him, but not all.
But finding other ways to express, because most of your day, I bet you're having to repress.
Yeah.
Just as the byproduct of being out in the world or being a parent.
Yes.
The tendency is suppress. And so we don't want to dig for it, but we need to provide outlets that, like, if an emotion wants to come through, we're just not holding back tears, or we're not pushing down fear, and we're not pushing down all these emotions that legit need to come through.
Yeah.
Because
you're kind of just allowing
they get stuck in the body.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so like, while we're not digging for like past trauma, what we want to do is provide outlets every day that, like, if you're in the moment noticing, like, I'm feeling a lot of fear and I'm pushing it down, or I'm feeling a lot of grief and I'm pushing it down, or I'm feeling a lot of anger and I'm pushing it down, in that moment, just excuse yourself, go somewhere, go out for a walk, go into the bathroom, go somewhere, and just give yourself a few minutes at the moment to just feel that through, to let the emotion not get stuck. But like, if you need a little cry in the shower, or you need to go out and scream into a pillow, or you need to, whatever you do, we want to let what's coming up come through.
Okay.
So, although we can't do that in every situation when we're out in public or when we're around our kids, we do have to provide more outlets for, like, not that deep emotional drilling at this point.
Right.
Because you're not there yet, but like, what's rising to flow through in a safe way.
Yeah.
Because the completion of that emotion is going to be critical for the stability and for the equilibrium to come back into your body. Because it can't come back in when we're just still holding it.
Exactly. It just keeps getting stuck. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
So that every day as well, I would say. And then as for, so for you, it's like nervous system work, it's foundational work, right? Sleep, environment, diet, movement, sunlight, all of those basic things. And when and if you can start to create a world for yourself where you have the foundations, like you can breathe every day, drink your water, eat your food, eat those 10 foods within a reasonable whatever. You can, go about your life. You can allow some movement of feeling to come through. You can sit with overwhelming feelings and anxiety without responding, all of that. Then, and only then, can we start to build capacity out.
Okay.
Yeah, to more like challenging things. Like, if you've ever, like, I don't know if there's things that you stop yourself from doing, but like, you wouldn't, if you don't drive right now, or you don't work right now, or you don't do certain actions right now, you wouldn't jump right into those. Those come as capacity after the foundations are in place, and after you can handle and be with the reactions that those things are going to bring up.
Right.
Because they're all, those things, when we push outside our box, are going to bring up fear. Bring up emotions, and we have to be prepared and ready to have the foundation in place that, like, we can handle them.
Okay.
And then
that's, I think, key for me is that I handle that instead of.
We always want to meet it and allow what's there. But then when we push beyond, we want to kind of titrate that pushing beyond.
Yes. Okay.
Right?
That makes sense.
A little bit. And if a lot comes up, then we just sit with what comes up.
Okay.
We wait until we're okay with that before we keep pushing
going
more. So it's always, we always sit with what's here, and we always allow what's here, and we only like expand our capacity when we have the capacity.
Okay. That makes
So
sense.
like, am I sleeping well? Am I eating well? Am I drinking well? Do I have my basics down, my foundations down? Can I do my basic movement? Can I walk and think and parent and go about my normal day, feeling these emotions, feeling these sensations? Am I okay? And if you are, for a number of days or a number of weeks, then you can expand a little bit. Okay, let me try something new. And we handle what comes up, and we stay there until we can handle what comes up. And then when we're ready, we try again. And it's not always this like linear line. Sometimes we try something and it pushes us back. But it's when we try something and it pushes us back and we get overly afraid of the sensations, the emotions, the feelings, that we stay back, if you know what I mean.
Yes, I do.
So when they come up and they're overwhelming, we sit with them until they are not.
Okay.
And we stay with them until they are calmer again, right? Until they're acceptable for us to handle. And then we push forward. We don't just like draw back. A lot of people with anxiety, they draw back, they can't do it, they draw back, they draw back. We're like expanding a life out in a titrated way, but we're not ever going back. We're holding the line, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I love that. Like, so okay, I'm not going to go back here. This is it.
So if this is the line, and then you try something that brings up too much, whether it's emotion or physical sensation or whatever, and it brings you back past, like further back than the line, then we're like, okay, this is what's here. I'm going to sit with what's here. But your goal is to get back to that line as soon as possible without pushing. We're allowing, we do way more interventions. We do way more sitting with, we do way more work in order to build that confidence back, because we never want to retreat in fear.
Right.
And that's how we got ourselves to where we are. Right. That's how we created the prison that we're living inside of. So yes, we can experience the fear and we'll stay with it as long as we need to with unconditional presence and love and support. But we're not going to allow ourselves to stay there, because we know where we can feel comfortable. Yeah. And so it's not like we push ourselves back there, but we love ourselves back there. We remind ourselves that we're capable. We sit with ourselves. We're present with ourselves. We encourage our body to go back there. We know that we're capable of being back there, and we love ourselves back there.
Okay. I love that. Yeah. That's great. Thank you.
So that's what I would suggest. And then only when all that's done, we then look at, okay, what are the things that are still going on? Okay. That may not be foundational at this point, that may not be nervous system related. And that might be a year into the future where you go, I still have some mold issues or some Lyme issues or some this. Yeah. Now I can handle a protocol because my body can handle some supplements. It can handle some food. It can handle some stress. It can handle some this. Yeah.
Okay.
In your story, you went into all of these things before your body could handle it.
Yep.
Right? It couldn't handle with the emotions. It couldn't handle the sensations. It couldn't handle the what it took to go through those, and you forced your body through something. Yes. And it said, now I'm going to keep you in this prison because I don't want you to force me beyond where I'm capable. And now you're living in that prison because you're afraid to push it outside of it.
Yes. So, exactly.
Yeah. So we have to move slowly, but we have to be consistent. And that's why I say the interventions every few hours. It's more like just a consistency with yourself. It's not that you have to do everything every 2 hours. It's that you don't have to do anything every 2 hours.
Yeah.
It's like taking it off yourself every 2 hours. It's like, I can just sit and be with what's here without having to respond or react in any way to it.
Yes.
And then eventually bring that practice into life. Because the meditation is not only sitting there during that 20 minutes, not responding and reacting and being okay with the sensations and the emotions that are there. It's being able to, it's doing that enough so that when they show up in life, we don't have to respond and react and overreact. And
because your brain is like, oh, I've done this so many times. I know how to do it.
I know how to do it, and I'm going to practice it in my life.
Yeah.
As I'm doing the dishes, or as I'm making my bed, or as I'm speaking to my children, or as I'm eating this food, or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. That's really powerful, because that's the main thing that I need to be doing. It's just building the safety and the trust. That's it.
Yeah. And again, like the root cause things, I said, don't do any of those until you have enough capacity to handle them mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and physically.
Okay.
But also the emotional work, which I would say would come before any physical root cause stuff, the emotional suppression. But again, that emotional trauma, we don't need to do that work until we're physically, emotionally, spiritually ready to handle what will come up.
Okay.
Like to handle the feelings. Yep. And what we want to do is we'll know when we're ready, because we'll see that we can handle a little bit more emotion. We can handle more grief in this situation. We can handle more sensations here. And then we'll know, like, it's okay to really look at this or to really feel this. But if your body protects you against going there, it's just not time yet. We need to get more comfortable with being with emotion and sensation before we drill for
okay
trauma.
Makes sense.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. And it can feel like it's a long time and like you've already been in it and you want a quick fix.
I do feel like that, but
I just
feel like I haven't been going in the right order. Yeah.
And every time we push for a quick fix, we are ultimately met with inner resistance, and then the body shuts down with a bunch of symptoms and sensations and overwhelm that we've sort of pushed it into. And so we don't want to do that. We want to treat our body with love, with care, like a child, the way God would.
We were just about to wrap up the call and we got kicked out of our meeting. I didn't realize till later that I actually lost power. Because of this, I have only captured the audio and not the video of just the last wrap-up version of this session. So without further ado, here it is.
Good. Okay, we're back. Okay. So I just want to kind of wrap this up by saying, I looked at your story. I see that you went through a lot of physical problems, but I don't think that's where your solution is. I think that the injury of some of those things has passed, but the body doesn't realize that it's passed. And I think that even if there is some emotional trauma that still needs to be excavated and healed, and some root cause things that you still need to deal with, some, underlining mold or infection or anything like that, I don't think that's what's keeping the majority of this illness in place. And I do think that if you focus on stability first, getting comfortable with your own emotions and sensations, and then building out capacity slowly before you attempt any of that other stuff, I do think that you're going to find over time that you can begin to trust yourself. And with that is going to come a whole lot of healing.
I think so too. I really, I resonate with every single thing you said. I appreciate it so much. So grateful for your time and your input and your coaching. And like I said, it's amazing.
When I see stories like this, my heart breaks, because I know how horrific it is to live through. But the only way that you can live through those sensations is to face them at this point, to allow them, and to build up your capacity to be with them. I do really think that that's going to be, and to focus on some joy in your life too. Because the more joy and the more love that you have in your life, and that you can place in your life, and even fun things or fun distractions or things that feel good to you, the more the nervous system calms. as a
Okay.
byproduct of that.
Yeah.
It doesn't need all the work and the forcing to calm often, or like the healing techniques.
Yeah.
Sometimes it needs a little bit of space and room to feel like, oh, I feel good. I feel safe. This is fun.
Yeah.
This is happy. This is joy. And it naturally leads to an unfolding.
That's what it's supposed to do. Yeah.
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 So
I love
incorporating that as well.
Awesome.
Now, is there
Thank
any
you.
more questions you had for me before?
I don't think so. Actually, I was just emailing you. So if I'm interested in like a follow-up call, or I don't know if you do packages or things like that, you know, just to kind of check in and see, okay, kind of where I'm at. I'm definitely going to log back into your Ground Zero program and start, finding the things that I really, really liked, which is a lot of the meditations and a lot of the breathing and things like that. But that was my main question, is like, if I'm interested in a follow-up in a couple months, like, do I just reach out to you?
Yeah. So I was doing one-on-one, like one-off like this, and I had to stop because it's a lot to read through someone's history, to work with them for one time, and then you don't, like, it's just a lot. It was just a lot.
It is a lot.
So I started to do like a 5 package system so that we can build, meet, talk. And so that's like a 30-day focused 5-session thing, but it is more expensive. And that's why I recommend the program. And I know the program's not finished, but even like working on the free program right now, and even working on getting your foundations in place, like that's so much more important before you go into any of the heavy work anyway. And so if you wanted to do that, then you could look at a package. I'm generally trying not to do the one-off calls anymore on the follow-ups, but definitely if you have any questions, if you want to email me, if, like, I'm here for you. I'm just like not abandoning you.
No, I get it. I know.
Like, it's hard because just to do the one calls with
it is. But then at the same time, like, I understand what you're saying. Like, when you learn this stuff, it's important to kind of just do it on your own, because that's the name of your channel. You know, you're working with yourself. You're building that relationship with yourself. So I get it.
I don't want to be anyone's healer. Like, I'm not. I did so many things wrong on my own journey. But what I can give to people is like the wisdom of like, you're on the right track. You're going in the right direction. This is how it's going to work for you. And just the wisdom of like seeing this and knowing, and I've seen so many people with this similar story over time. And I just want to like tell people, you're not doing the healing work in order to heal. You're doing the work, you're doing the exercise, you're doing the protocol, you're doing the like breathing, or the you're not doing it to like calm yourself down. You're doing it to feel what is here and be okay with that. You're simply building emotional, physical, spiritual, and mental capacity. And the more you stay with yourself, you will build that it will come as a byproduct. And then you'll know, like, oh, I'm ready to handle some more emotional stuff, or I'm ready to handle more physical stuff, or because it will naturally build out because you're okay. And you know you're okay, and you know you can handle it. And so remember, you're a whole being. You can't do anything in isolation. If you work on the body too long, it's just going to pop up over here. Like, we want to be okay physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And if you're not, then that's where we put our focus, to sit with love, like with love and presence, and just like, can I just be with this? Can I love this? Can I sit with it? Can I unconditionally be with it? And until you can't unconditionally, be there for your kids with all the things they're going through. And you know that. In your marriage. So, it's not only going to help you in this area of your own self, but it's going to filter out to everything. And it's hard work. No one wants to sit with the things that we don't want to sit with. That's why we're in this position, because we've been pushing it down. We've been distracting from it. We've been running away from it. We've been trying to fix and solve everything, but the one thing that we need to do, which is just sit with what is.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Very, very nice to meet you.
You too. Thank you so much for your time. And Yeah, again, I love your channel.
If
Thank
you
you so
need to
much.
check in,
Congratulations
if
to
you
you.
want to send me, thank you. If you want to send me an email, do that.
Okay.
And yeah, let me know. Just send me an email if you need
Okay.
anything. And
Awesome.
you're going to be okay, though. You
Thank
really
you.
are going to be okay. This is not too much to unwind.
Thank you. That alone is huge for me to hear.
It really isn't. I've seen a lot. I've dealt with a lot. I've been through a lot, and it's not too much.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much.
Okay,
all right. Have a wonderful day.
Okay,
Thanks.
You too. Bye.
Okay.
So thank you for watching this coaching session, and thank you to this beautiful soul who was brave enough to share part of her journey with us here today. Now, if I was to meet with her again off camera, one of the things that I would talk about next is the emotional burden and the emotional toll that this journey has taken on her. And we would hear this story from an emotional point of view. In private, people are often free to share freely about emotionally the things that they're holding down just under the surface. The fear, the grief, the shame, the guilt, the loss, the betrayal, the hopelessness, the helplessness, all of these emotions buried just below the surface, but ready to come up, really holding the chronic illness in place. I would also structure a session where we are talking about her mind and her beliefs and the stories that she's actually telling herself about the symptoms, about her journey, about her emotions, about her experiences, and about her situations, and how these have formed into deeply held beliefs that are also holding up the scaffolding of this chronic illness. We would eventually look at root cause healing. And when she has enough capacity in her system, we would expand the foundations of health and healing to a point where she has enough capacity that now she's able to dive into a root cause that may still be at play in the body. And from there, we would be able to pull together a more lasting healing plan based on her unique situation, her unique story, her unique beliefs, her unique expressions of the story, and the feelings that are underpinning this story, and any physical root causes that are still holding up the structure of her chronic illness and her symptoms. And so for those of you who want more personalized guidance, I offer something called the 30-day Healing Accelerator. This includes 5 one-on-one 90-minute coaching sessions within a 30-day period. This is where we look deeply at every quadrant of healing: mind, body, heart, and soul. And we develop a clear strategic path forward based on where you are in your journey, based on the capacity that you have, and to the place that you're trying to get to. And so if anyone is interested in that, then you can check the links below for more information. But I also recommend doing my free program called Ground Zero and then graduating into my program. Part 1 is available now, the foundations of health and healing. And really, these two pieces must come first before anything anyways. So if you prefer a more comprehensive, independent study approach, then this is the path I would recommend for you. But wherever you are in your healing journey, I want you to know that we all have the capacity to heal. And I am wishing you strength, patience, love, and deep healing on every level: mind, body, heart, and soul. So if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and show your support by giving me a like. Show some love in the comments to the brave soul who was on the call today. And I will see you in the next video.